Money's tight and the stocks are down in this town. A frown is the only crown. No more dreams of making it big. Just hope and pray we can still live. The market's crashed, the losses grow. We're left with nowhere else to go. Once rich men, now beggars in the street. Gone are the days of luxury and feast. Oh, Wall Street blues, we're feeling down. Lost our fortunes, we're left to drown. Oh, Wall Street blues, the markets fall, leaving us with nothing at all. Street blues, we're feeling down. Lost our fortunes, we're left to drown. Oh, Wall Street blues, the markets fall, leaving us with nothing at all.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Buenos nachos, mi amigos. What's going up? Happy, what is it? I want to say the 8th. I feel like it's the 8th. I'm going to go with Thursday, August the 8th. I think that is today. And folks, I think we're in for a little bit of a wild session. And I don't think that's that impressive of a call out because Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday have all been wild. And we all know that being wild gets more wild. So that's kind of where we're at. Right now, if you're looking at pre-market trading, market's up slightly. Doesn't make sense to me. I shouldn't say slightly. It's up by 0.75% right now, so a little bit more than slightly. Not so good for this guy who is currently swinging puts, but I personally believe it will be short-lived. When we see a market pop like this, just because jobless claims that came in slightly less than expected, I think this is momentary. I think that we're about to have a pretty bearish day. Now, obviously, that's my initial call out. I will, if the market continues to be strong, if we see the EMAs recaptured, if we see higher highs, higher lows, yeah, I'll switch to bullish. I'm not married to the bearish position. The whole point of trading is to just ride whatever the current trend is. But if I had to throw out a wild idea of what's going to happen, I think we're going to be taking out the overnight lows today just because of what's going on with the Bank of Japan, what's going on with our own economy, and the fact that little positive things such as this are causing such a spike, and the lack of liquidity. I think it's a momentary thing. I really, really do. But hey, I'll tell you better at the end of the day, and I'll actually tell you better at even market open when we can get an idea of what in the world is going on with options. I want to see the options data. I want to see the big players. What are they doing? What are the dealers doing? What are the dealers forced to be doing via the plays that they're getting into? So lots to talk about. So yes, that's going to all happen when the world's largest casino goes dingity ding 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 in a mere 29 minutes. But before then, we should talk about some of the craziness of what's happening with Taylor Swift in Europe. Apparently, some of her concerts getting canceled because of potential like terror acts. That's wild. I want to get into a better understanding of the most recent up-to-date information related to the Bank of Japan, the economy, not only globally, but here in the U.S. I want to talk about some of the earnings. We heard from Robinhood, Eli Lilly. We have a little bit of an update related to Rumble. We'll break down some of my trades from yesterday, and that should be it. I mean, by the time we do all that, that's going to pretty much be ready to rock. So I hope you guys are ready. I appreciate you joining me. Don't forget to grab your cup of coffee. I know it's the crack of dawn right now. We're up before all the farmers, ready just to go into a fun day of degenerate gambling. So I hope you guys are ready. I really, really do. If you haven't already, it would be gratefully helpful to me personally if you could smash that like button. That just helps with the engagement, and that's what the algorithm overlords are looking at. So if you guys don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. That would be very, very helpful. If you're one of the people specifically on YouTube who is not getting the notifications, make sure to click on that bell icon and switch it to all, because for some reason they just stopped promoting us. You're not going to have that issue on Rumble. For whatever reason, the Rumble system works and the YouTube one doesn't. So I do appreciate it. Before we get into everything, quick question. This week, we kind of reverted into some content ideas that we did years ago where we give like a daily update, more of like somewhere between like a 10 and a 15-minute video of all the major things that happened in the market that day and what to look forward to the next day. For those of you who have been seeing that, we did it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Do you like it? Are you not watching it? Did you not even know we were doing it? Do you think it could be improved? Do you completely hate it? Where are your thoughts on it? Is it worth the time? Do you guys find it useful? Do you like those videos? Do you not care about them at all? Do you think it's just too much finance content in a day between basically all the morning show and then also those update VODs? Where are you guys at on it? Do you want me to keep doing those? Do you not want me to keep doing those? Did you not even know we were doing those? But basically, every night after the market closes, we've just been doing a full day wrap up. Okay, so far, I like it. I love it. I like the update. Yes, watching and like them. Is there anything you guys want more in that? Like, do you want me to be like, oh, like, this is the major trade I'm looking forward to the next day? Like, is there a way that you would like it, like, more? You prefer a personal phone call? We can definitely make that happen. Show didn't pop up at all today. Well, hey, we're still here. Notification for me came through, no issues, but live stream's volume is lower than the other channels this morning. I don't know, man. That's on those guys. I mean, I think we're maxing out here. Let me double check. Yeah, I think we're clocking in. Hang on, let me see. Maybe I could change something. Maybe I could change something. Hang on. Mike, gain, where makeup game. All right. We're going to save that. Hello, makeup game. Now, I added three DBs to the whole situation. So I don't know if that's better or not, but, if I was already the good volume and then I messed it up somehow, I'm sorry if I'm now blowing out your ears. But I added three old DBs. To the situation. Okay. Volume, fine. More talking would be good. What do you mean more talking about what? It's not like the video is me just sitting there not saying anything. I'm a little bit confused on that one. More talking would be good. More talking. I get you're trying to give me constructive criticism, but I have to be honest, I'm a little bit lost on that one. My ears hurt. Can you do sign language? All right. Well, we could come back to this one. Now, let me switch over to show you what's going on. So the SPY vomited all day yesterday. Post-market was looking pretty rough. Got a little bit of a bounce. This pop right here at 8:30 was due to the initial jobless claims, barely coming in below expectations, which I thought was odd. I'm curious if this is just going to quickly get faded. Remember, these are low liquidity moves in pre-market trading. So still interesting to pay attention to. I want to know what the highs and the lows are going to be to see if they're taken out. But I'm wondering if it's just going to be, if we're running back yesterday's playbook of an early morning pop that gets choppy and then just faded super hard. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. But once again, the pop in the SPY, the Qs and the Russell is all due to the initial jobless claims that came out at 8:30. S&P 500 futures rise as drop in jobless claims eases recession fears, which is comical because the drop was minuscule. This headline makes it seem as if it was some gigantic drop and everything's great. It was under by 8,000. Are you kidding me? I don't know. That one, I find it a little bit far-fetched. But before we get into that, I just want to let you know that Donald Trump will be doing a news conference today at 2 p.m. I will be doing a general news conference at 2 p.m. at Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach. Thank you. So that's going down today for anyone who's interested. Speaking of the political realm, Trump holds a 2-point lead over Harris with a big advantage on the economy, according to a CNBC survey. Former President Donald Trump leads Vice President Kamala Harris 48-46 overall in the CNBC All-America Economic Survey. But on the economy, Trump leads Harris by 2-1. Doubling her, basically 66-33. Democrats are now much more satisfied with their nominee, and Harris saw big gains among young voters. The poll of 1,001 Americans across the country was conducted between July 31st and August 4th. The poll has a margin of about 3 points. So literally their differential is within the error of margin, as in we don't really know where it's at. According to the betting markets, Donald Trump slightly ahead. Presidential election winner Donald Trump 51-48. I'm bringing this up. I like to just keep you, I guess, apprised to the recent polling, not only from the polls, but also the betting markets. And the differential that Biden had over Biden, Donald Trump over Biden, it was far, far greater than what Trump has over Harris. In fact, even though Trump is still, in terms of polling in the betting markets, beating Harris, the differentials now within the statistical errors of margin. So far, far, far closer than what we saw. Now, obviously, a lot of these polls are right. A lot of these polls are wrong. So maybe you want to take it with a grain of salt. I like to look at the whole cohort of them. I don't trust in one individual poll, but I just find the differential between how much Trump was beating Biden relative to how much Trump is beating Harris very, very different. Also, just curious what he's going to say this afternoon at the Mar-a-Lago conference. So just wanted to put that on your radar in case anyone's looking for something to do this afternoon. The other crazy news, Taylor Swift shows in Vienna canceled after a terrorism threat. Taylor Swift shows planned for this week in Vienna have been canceled after Austrian police arrested 2 people on suspicion of planning a terror attack, and one of them was a teen, apparently radicalized by ISIS. Concerts for American pop megastar were canceled after the Austrian government confirmed the planned terror attack. Police arrested a 19-year-old Austrian citizen under the suspicion he was planning attacks against the mass events in Vienna. The unnamed person has been radicalized by the Islamic State and has focused on Taylor Swift's concert as a potential target. It is like a little funny to think that like you have these hardcore religious extremists who are just like sitting in their cave somewhere, just like really, really angry at Taylor Swift. Obviously, we could laugh about it because fortunately this attack was thwarted and no one got hurt. Obviously, that's really good. That's why we could laugh about it. But there is a little bit of like a comedic aspect to it. I think we could all admit that. Officials found chemical substances at the home and later detained another person in Vienna. So 2 people arrested. Both are assumed to be radicalized by the Islamic State. And apparently one of them was a teen. Just shows how wild this world is. And it's not just the world that is wild. It is the global economy. BOJ didn't see July hike a shift that would roil global markets. So basically on the 31st of July, they said, hey, surprise rate hike. We want to increase the yield of the yen. We're battling deflation. And 2 days later, when the whole world started to go a little bit like upside down, topsy-turvy, it zigged. We all zagged. The BOJ said, whoa, brother. Sorry about that one. A summary of opinions from the Bank of Japan's July 31st meeting showed officials expected monetary policy to remain accommodated even after they hiked interest rates, suggesting they didn't expect the move to be big enough to disrupt global markets. As I said in the update video yesterday, very much has like a Urkel vibe of like, did I do that? At the meeting, the central bank raised the benchmark interest rate by 0.25%, aka 25 bips, while also unveiling plans to have the pace of its monthly bond buying for the first quarter of 2026. Remember, Japan's economy is the polar opposite of the US. We are in a state of inflation and we're trying to battle that. They're in a state of disinflation, deflation, whatever you want to call it. And they're just doing the opposite. As we're trying to lower our rates, they're trying to hike theirs up. It should be noted that raising the rate at a moderate pace means an adjustment in the degree of monetary accommodation in accordance with underlying inflation, which will not have monetary tightening effects. Basically the Nikkei, the 225, the equivalent of our S&P 500, But in Japan, actually, let me show you how that went overnight. I have it right here. Right here, 225. So it was vomiting. The Nikkei 225 index, once again, their equivalent of our S&P 500. A lot of people, myself included, thought the overnight session was going to be a rocky one. It started to dip. We actually had a gap down. Then it fought back, had this little lunch break right here, and then started to trend back down. I still think that this sell-off that we saw was where it's going to go. I think what we're seeing right now is a little bit of calm before the storm. It tried to bounce back up, not really recapturing a potential lower high. I think when it starts to break down among, I don't know, let's just look at some of these recent swing lows. I think that these are going to get tested and taken out. And when that happens, I think things are going to get a little bit wild. But anyway, the worst crash since 1987 when the yen soared after the July meeting on expectations for additional BOJ rate hikes and potential rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. Once again, this would close the interest rate gap between the yen and the USD, impacting the carry trade. In the highest level, when you're hearing a lot about this carry trade, people are taking loans out in yen because it's really cheap because the rate's so low, and then they're putting it into the US government bonds because the yield is higher, and they're arbing that interest rate difference. That works until the difference starts to disappear, and it's going to disappear more rapidly if people are doing it on margin, and allegedly that's happening. I'm about to show you that JP Morgan thinks a lot of the trade is already unwound, but once again, this is just conjecture and thesis. Soared after the July meeting on expectations for additional BOJ rate hikes and potential rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. In an attempt to reassure investors, the deputy governor of the BOJ said that the BOJ won't raise rates when financial markets are unstable, buoying stocks and sending the yen lower. So remember, for things to stay stable, you want the USD to be strong relative to the yen. So when you're sending the yen lower, that's actually has a secondary bullish impact on the equities market. If the yen gains strength and the US dollar loses strength, that's where things get a little bit saucy. Another comment emphasized that even with the hike, real interest rates would remain well below the neutral rate, indicating a view that the policy hang on, excuse me, got a little Piper hairball going on. The policy continuity was intact overall, as the level of the neutral rate seems to be at least 1%. In order to avoid rapid hikes in the policy interest rate, the banks need to raise policy interest rates in a timely and gradual manner. So what does that mean in layman terms? We know that the markets took kind of a hit when we had, I guess, various things to consider. We have the fact that the U.S. is going to cut rates. Most likely in September, we're going to get 25 bips. We also have a weakening economic signs, a jump in unemployment rate. We have manufacturing going down, consumer confidence dropping. We have a rise in debt, delinquency. So we have the U.S. Fed cutting rates. We have a weakening economy. And then we also have Japan saying, hey, we need to jack it up. We're going to give you a breather right now. We're not going to be as hawkish as we were sounding. We'll lean a little bit dovish. But please understand, by the end of this year, we can fully plan on continuing to jack up the rate. And the Bank of Japan, when they jack up their rate, that's going to increase the yield of the yen, impacting the carry trade. So then the golden question is, how much money is left over in this carry trade? JP Morgan says that 3/4 of the global carry trade is now unwound. Please understand, this is not a definitive measured thing. This is their best guess. 3/4 of the global carry trade has now been removed, with a recent sell-off erasing this year's gains. The spot component of the global carry basket would suggest that 75% of the carry trades have been removed, reiterating that the clock is ticking for the G10 carry. Maybe, maybe not. They're using secondary data to try to make their best analysis. I personally think that a good chunk of it, but to say 75%, I think that's a bit tough. But I think a good chunk of it, because of the wildness that we've seen USD, JPY, actually we're spiking right here. The fact that we are going up, okay, like big drop, so maybe people got scared out and got out. But once again, their estimate is 75%. UBS's estimate is 50%. If you talk to ARK Invest, they think there's a lot more to go. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, I don't know, various opinions on the situation. With respect to today, the big thing that's causing the market to go up right now, it's actually a little bit comical. Right here, you can see they were expecting 241,000 in terms of initial jobless claims. The fact that we came in under by 8,000 is apparently adding billions of dollars to the stock market in real time. The SPY popping, the Russell popping, and the Qs popping. To me, this is a very, very weak reasoning for the market to pop. Now, does that really matter if I think it's weak or not? No, obviously what matters is price action. But I mean, you could see the exact time that it happened. If I go over to the SPY right here, we'll go to the 1 minute. It was exactly at 8:30. Exactly at 8:30 that we came in slightly below expectations, which is insane. I also want to remind everyone at 1 p.m. today, we're going to have the 30-year bond auction. Yesterday, we had the 10-year note auction. Did not go well. So I'm very curious to see how the 30-year is going to end up going. So make sure that's on your radar. Weekly jobless claims fall to 233,000, less than expected, in a positive sign for the labor market. Please understand a differential of 8,000 jobs in the magnitude that we're dealing with is nothing. It is actually crazy right now in real time that the market is reacting like this to just such a slightly positive announcement. It makes no sense to me. Just in, JP Morgan sees 35% chance of a U.S. recession this year. As you're about to see from Jamie Dimon, he's actually saying about 35 to 40. And these are increased estimates from the previously stated of 25%. So we are going in the wrong direction there. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, says he still sees a recession on the horizon. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon said he still believes that the odds of a soft landing for the economy are around 35 to 40%, making recession the most likely scenario in his mind. The most likely scenario in his mind, which is very interesting. But his commentary in the past 2 days of like, oh, actually, no, I think it's fine. And in a short amount of time, basically probably digesting what's happening with the Fed and all these other macroeconomic factors, he's now completely switching his tune. When asked if he changed his view from February, the markets were too optimistic on recession risk, Jamie said the odds were about the same as his earlier call. Dimon added he was a little bit of a skeptic that the Federal Reserve can bring inflation down to its 2% target because of future spending on the green economy and military. So anyway, JP Morgan, as a company, their analysts increasing their chances or their call out of chances of recession this year, and then also the CEO agreeing, saying, it's kind of coming this year, or it's kind of coming next year. So with it, I don't know, the next year and a half, the odds are not looking the best. Don't forget, we're in the middle of earnings season. After the market closed yesterday, we heard from Robinhood this morning, Eli Lilly. After the market closes today, Paramount and Unity. And then for my viewers who are friends of Marinara, Canopy Growth is reporting tomorrow before the market opens. Robinhood climbs after reporting record earnings for first quarter. Robinhood shares rose after the retail brokerages announced stronger than expected first quarter results. The net income was $157 million and a record revenue of $618. Cryptocurrency transactions accounted for $126 million in revenue in the quarter. So basically, Robinhood is pivoting from the retail options trading degeneracy to the retail crypto trading degeneracy. That's where the company is going. Obviously, the market liked. If you look into it, shout out to me, Kevin. He did a pretty impressive breakdown on this one. But they're spending a lot. Yes, are the numbers up? The revenue's looking good. The income's looking good. But they're spending a lot to get that, just so everyone knows. Eli Lilly blows past estimates, hikes guidance as their drugs sale soars. So you guys know I'm not the biggest pharmaceutical trader out there. I just want to keep you apprised of the situation because Eli Lilly is a massive company, but I just don't really enjoy trading health and science, biotech, medical supplies. I just find that field to be a little bit boring. And last but not least, Rumble. Rumble's earnings is coming up this Monday, and guess who gets to be there? This guy. Rumble just announced today that Chris Pavlovski, the CEO, founder, and chairman of the company, will be interviewed by this guy, Matt Kors, Monday, August the 12th, shortly after the earnings call. The interview will be streamed live on the Matt Kors Rumble channel at rumble.com/Matt Kors using Rumble's streaming platform, Rumble Studio. Viewers will be able to submit questions to Mr. Pavlovsky in the comments section of the live stream. Also, I'll put out a Twitter poll and you guys can respond to it. We'll do it on Monday. But basically, whatever questions you have, I have some I guess I have some ideas of my own of what I want to ask him. So I'm going to make sure to do that. But if you have any questions, more than happy to ask them. I mean, there's not many companies where you get this direct FaceTime talking to the CEO. So I'm more than happy. Whatever questions, comments, concerns are on your mind, hand them over to me, and I will ask the CEO, founder, and chairman, the dude leading the company. So I'm excited to see that. And in a general sense, I'm just really excited because of the recent news of Rumble and Twitter, aka X, teaming up to take on Google and their monopolistic practices. The fact that I'm saying this right now probably is getting me in trouble on YouTube. I'm sure their machine learning algorithm is really, really angry that I'm saying this. But anyway, that is going down on Monday. So very excited for that. If you haven't already, sign up for Locals, mattkors.locals.com. It's in the description of the video. My mods will put it in chat right now, so you can just click on the link. This newsletter will come to your email inbox every single weekend and is 100% free. When you sign up for Locals, there's two things. You could be a member or a supporter. A supporter is a premium member. You can get the first month for free if you use the code Goonie, but to get this newsletter, you just have to be a member. You don't have to give your credit card information or anything. You simply have to sign up, and I break down what happened in the week, what I'm looking forward in the upcoming week, all the major macroeconomic events. For example, today we are going to get the 30-year bond auction at 1 p.m., and then the Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin will be speaking at 3 p.m. Nothing as of now scheduled for tomorrow. All the major earnings, I highlight the ones that I think you're going to care about. Probably the most useful is the seasonality for every individual day. Historically, this individual day has favored the bulls. If you look at the past 25 years worth of data, the bulls have won this day 52% of the time. The bears have won it 48% of the time. So yeah, it's about flipping a coin, but when the bulls win it, they win it at greater size. So this is the look at your hypothetical equity curve. Have you bought it open, sold at close on this individual day? So a hypothetical one trade per year, this is what your account would look like. So slowly but surely going to the upside. And just so you know, tomorrow does more so favor the bears. And then I also give you a breakdown of how Piper's doing. Speaking of which, Piper did not have a good day yesterday, but your boy did. Personally, my real-time call-out trades to the Discord made about $11,000. Piper ended up missing because of the bullishness in the first half hour, 45 minutes. She was bullish, and she ended up getting steamrolled on the day, but let's see how the rest of the week goes. For me, I ended up taking 4 trades. Trade 2 was closing out a trade that I had previously. So really, in terms of day trades, I only had 3, but the first trade made 1.6K. The second trade made 2.1K. The third trade lost 8.8, and then the final trade of the day made almost 17, and by the time that all nets out, it was 11.7 thousand before fees, so I don't know, about 11.4 after fees. So pretty good day. Obviously this is all in the Discord. That's what I do after stream, is I just hang out with everyone in the Discord. So if you're at all interested in that, you should join up. It's going to look a little bit like this, currently pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Make sure this code Goonie is applied, because that's how you can get in for free for the first month. I want to let you know that prices are going to increase this month, the month of August. So you could sign up, get grandfathered into the cheaper prices, so you won't be impacted by the price increase, and your first month is free anyway. So what you could do is sign up right now, you're grandfathered into the cheaper price, your first month is free. So check it out for a month. If you like it, if you find value, great, stick around. And then if it's not for you, just make sure to cancel within a month, and it didn't cost you anything anyway. But if you sign up for this right now, once again, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, you get full access to everything. You get my trades, you get Piper signals, you get access to all the previous lectures, you get access to all the traders in there, the voice chat, everything going on, the giveaways. Speaking of which, we're doing a payday giveaway tomorrow, Friday. That one's going to be sponsored by Upside, just so everyone knows. But anyway, you get full access to everything for an entire month for free. I don't know how to make it better than that. But once again, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And a day like yesterday when I made 11,000, that would have paid for 22 years of the service. So that's honestly, in my opinion, a pretty solid deal. All right. So with all that being said, let's come back. The market drifting up, the SPY, the Qs, and the Russell drifting up. The Russell not drifting as much. It had a bigger initial pop. Bitcoin right now sitting at 58. So while we're waiting for the market to open, generally I don't have this much time, but this is perfect. Overall, we could all agree from Tuesday, July 16th, which was the all-time high of the stock market, we have lower highs and lower lows. You can see that by the green triangles and the red triangles. The green triangles are the highs. The red triangles are clearly the lows, just like the local highs, the local lows. You can see the trend. We are going down. We are going down. As of right now, yesterday was dangerously close to being a bearish engulfing channel. It did not happen. Bearish engulfing bar. We did not take out the low of the previous day. So right now, this 518 region on the SPY is very important. If today, whether it happens in the morning, in the afternoon, if we take out 518, I'm calling for a quick drop down to 510. Once again, very important support. We have two lows right there. Will it happen? I have no idea, but it's a level of interest. It might be a triple bottom, or it might be a legitimate breakdown and we vomit all the way down once again to 510. I also want to put on your radar that we have a downside gap fill at basically 506, but there's also an upside gap fill at 539.43. If you look at the Qs, similar situation, very, very close to having a legit bearish engulfing candle. If this does not hold, or if it does hold, great. Okay, triple bottom at, 434 and some change. There is an upside gap fill at 456. But if this does not hold, well then, surprise, surprise, I'm going to be looking for about 523, 524. On the Russell, once again, these all have a very similar tune. We have lower highs, we have lower lows. On the daily chart, the bears are currently in control. Will they remain in control? No, this is the nature of the market. It goes bullish, it goes bearish. We have big volatility, we have little volatility. It's the natural ebb and flow. And this just happens to be where we're at right now. But anyway, the Russell, similar situation, support around 201, 202. If that doesn't hold, I'm looking for 197. If we do get above 208, there is an upside gap fill at 215. With respect to Bitcoin, once again, saving itself at this trend line. So huge, it almost vomited. That was bad. We got down to 49,000, bouncing back up. I like that it's holding this, even though it is putting lower highs and lower lows. The fact that it can hold, obviously the bulls and the bears are putting up a good fight. I would be pretty interested in Bitcoin once again on a recapture of 64. But once again, just to clarify, I do not really at this moment actively trade Bitcoin. I'm just invested in it. I've had it for years. I'm simply just sitting on it. As I alluded to yesterday, over the weekend, I just got into the world of mining. So I'm starting off really small to learn more and more about it. But that's the major update with me and Bitcoin recently, is your boy's now just getting into the world of mining just to learn more about it. I don't know. I find the whole thing to be pretty exciting. And with all of that being said, it's about that time. Dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all, play responsibly, and if not, have a heckload of fun. All right, obviously I have the options ready to go, so as soon as more time passes, we'll have more data to kind of look at and see what is actually happening here. We talked about that. No, hang on, let me get out of this. Just got to go back, don't want to miss anything. Folks, you know me. I don't really like trading anything in the first 10, 20, 30 minutes. I like to see what the structure for the day is going to be. Coin's up, actually up 3.8%. Bitcoin's the biggest gainer on my watch list. Rumble's in the green. Actually, I'm seeing a decent amount of green. Solana is actually up a decent amount. Russell getting hit out of the gate. But remember, all of these are gapping up right now. For those of you who are curious, if you are bearish, yesterday's closing value might be an interesting target. On the SPY, that's 518.66. On the Qs, that would be 434.77. And on the Russell, that would be 201.98. Just classic downside gap fills. If you want to see what that more so looks like on something like SPX, it would be all the way down here, right where we closed out. If you want to see it on NDX, all the way down here. And then technically, this is actually just the futures, but you get the idea. You can see where we close. I'd have to scroll back a little bit, but I think you guys understand the point of this is the giant gap that maybe some people will be attempting to trade today. I wouldn't at all be surprised if we fill that. I also wouldn't be surprised if we go completely the other way. We just have so much volatility in the system. Speaking of which, where's the VIX at? The VIX is now at 25. How does the VIX look on the daily? All right. So huge rip. We're kind of coming down right now. I'm curious if the VIX will actually take out. Let me put an alert there. If the VIX takes out 29.76, you can probably bet that things are not looking so bueno in the stock market. So I'm just going to have an alert there just in case. But let's see how this is all really shaping up on the day. All right. Before we pull the tarot card, because I don't want you guys cheating at all, what's everyone's best thoughts and opinions on today? Are you guys bullish? Are you bearish? What do you think in the world is going down? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Are you buying right now? Are you shorting? Are you doing nothing? Are you saying there's no play? High volatility, low volatility? I just want to see where your thoughts are at before obviously we ask the market gods, because they're going to be 100% accurate. I'm confused. Weren't we crashing yesterday? Things are still pretty bad right now. This is not a quality market. This is a very unstable market. If you look at the S&P 500 options, where the dealers have a negative gamma, which is basically tantamount to saying it's a very unstable market. Expect large moves, expect large ranges. We're in a tenuous time for sure. I think the rule is for Matt, we have no idea until the market tells us. More bearish than bullish on these markets. Bull, nada, bull, waiting, always buying Tesla, waiting, doing nothing. I got fat shorts at 58K on Bitcoin. Bearish, sideways, then a dump. Do 2 tarot cards. We're getting hammered. This is exactly why I read about mining. Coals. Mining not worth it anymore unless you can buy super expensive. That's only part of the equation. I've been doing a really big deep dive into it, and it's the equation of how good are your miners, how cheap is your electricity. Actually, that's the biggest thing, is how cheap is your electricity, and also if Bitcoin drops enough, do you have a system that appropriately turns it off? It's a lot more than just your computer. The biggest thing is the cost of electricity. Well, really, it's the cost of electricity ratio versus not only what Bitcoin's at, but the difficulty of getting it. But we could talk about that a little bit later. We could definitely talk about that a little bit later. But cheap electricity, basically the current hash, and then also how good are your machines at getting it. So it's kind of a multi-variable equation, various things to consider, obviously. Tarot is not helpful, just burn those. Oh, if by not helpful, you mean perfectly predicts the market yesterday and every single day? Yeah, I agree with you then. I mean, folks, you all saw it in real time of what was called out yesterday, and then you saw what happened in the market after it was called out. So if by saying tarot is not helpful, just burn them. If you mean, oh, wow, you should burn them because it's the most powerful stock market indicator you've ever seen in your entire life with 100% accuracy. Yeah, I agree. I fully agree that it is actually scary of how good they are. Matt's on OnlyFans for sure. I wish. I'd be able to do something with my life. Yeah, one man can't hold so much power, burn them. Speaking of that, let's get it rocking today. Let's have the market tell us exactly what's going on. For the past couple of days, I feel like I've been forgetting to do it this early, which is on me. Wait, the cards are more powerful than the magic wheel. The magic wheel, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. But these cards are literally a direct line of communication to the market gods, the people who decide if the market's going up or down. I'm just giving it a good shuffle right now. I make all life decisions off these tarot cards, as you should. As 100% you should. I mean, what else would you be making the decisions on? All right, We're giving it a good shuffle. We're giving it a good shuffle. Good shuffle. All right, let's do it. Let's find out where the market is going today. 3, 2, 1. All right, put it down there. O market gods, please allow me to be your humble servant, a mere vessel to do your bidding within the market today. Please inform us of your intentions, whether bullish or bearish, because we are here to serve you. Heart of the cards, 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 heart of the cards. Folks, we're in for a fucking doozy. The Tower. We have a burning castle and a black cat. The market basically guaranteed that this is going to get bad. This is going to get bad today, folks. This is going to get real bad. Remember, I'm the messenger. I'm not the one who gets to decide that this happens, but is anyone surprised that I just pulled that card and now the market's diving? Is anyone surprised that the second I pull the card, we quickly rush to the intraday lows on the entire thing? All right. For those of you who don't know what the Tower means, here you go. The Tower is the only building in the tarot, and it signifies the edifices that we construct in order to make ourselves feel safe and secure. They may take concrete form, such as our homes. They may be in abstract, such as the professional and social personas that we present to the world, or they may be emotional, as in the relationships that provide a refuge from the outside world. The card shows a tower that has been struck by lightning, and this signifies a catastrophe which brings things crashing to the ground. Perhaps the end of a partnership, a redundancy, or a loss of faith in yourself. Although the Tower is a destructive card, it carries with it opportunity, since once the old is destroyed, there is room for new. And if you are willing to start again, a better way of living is possible. Folks, it's on fire. It's getting struck by lightning. I don't know what you guys need me to tell. I don't know what you need me to tell you, but the old ways are dying. The new ways are here, brother. This is the market gods. They're sending us a message. They are sending us a direct message right now. It's gonna be a wild day. I can feel it. Dare I say it? I can feel it in my loins. It's gonna be a wild, wild day. The only question left over is what's going to get destroyed, the market or my current position betting against the market. I guess we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out momentarily. This is gonna get wild. Hang on, let me reload this so we can see what's happening in options. Let's give this the old reload. Options are kind of flat on the S&P 500. The S&P 500 equities a little bit more volatile, but still overall flat. The Nasdaq down. The Q's down, and the Mag 7 down. I get that price is holding, but it's not looking so good. The 5-minute and the 10-minute and the 30-minute are all bullish on the SPY, but your boy's not buying it. I think the market's going to want to retest where we were at 8:30 before this report came out. I really, really do. If you look at the NASDAQ, same thing, 5, 10, and 30 are good, but I'm not having the best vibe about it. Your boys, dude, we pulled the Tower card. What else do you folks need? The 5 and the 10 and the 30, the 5, the 10, the 30, the 5, the 10, the 30. Things are looking suspect if you ask me. They're looking freaking suspect if you ask me. NDX, where were we? 17,900 is all the way up here. 17,900 was all the way up there. Oh, man. Oh, brother. Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. If the mag 7 keeps going down, not so good. Options are trying to save themselves on the SPY. Oop, here we go. Where are we at? Where are we at? 30. All right, it's playing the double bottom right here. Easy peasies. You guys saw that I started with no trades thus far on the day. 322, 322. Easy peasies. Easy peasies. Riding the current trend, and obviously these are just little scalps. Here we go, 323. Here we go, riding this trend, the double bottom. Let's lock it in. Bada boom, bada boom, bada bing. Playing it again. All right, just got above the super trend. Super trend just went green on this particular chart. You can see it here on the larger chart. Let's go back to this guy. Let's go back to this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already locked in, and we're trading this extra account right now. Double trade on this one on 323. All right, as this is playing out, I very quickly want to keep paying attention to this. I very quickly want to keep paying attention. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Patience, 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 folks. Patience, patience, patience. I'm very interested in this breakout bar that we had at 8:30, how we are going to be reacting to it. I'm going to mark these all out. Just, they might not come into play today. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe it's quick, maybe it's not quick. All right. Hang on. Do I want to do the old switch here? Yesterday when I overrode it, it ended up being the wrong decision. It ended up being the wrong decision. Hang on. You know what's going to help me make my decision? The options market. Options market is not looking so good. All right. Locked in currently a loss of 760. Let's see how this one plays out. Let's see how this one plays out. Are you guys getting any feedback like on the mic or anything like that? Hang on. I think something's... Is it fine? Are my cords? Folks, I think this is gonna be vomiting. I think this is gonna be vomiting. We'll see. We'll see. Options are not looking good out of the gate. S&P 500 low of the day. S&P 500 equities not low, but we did dive a bit there. The NASDAQ diving low of the day. The Qs diving low of the day. And the Mag 7 just touched the low of the day at, I guess, what, 945 there. We'll see. We'll see. The SPY's trying to fight. So tech is clearly weak right now. The Russell's actually trying to fight the most. But I don't know if this will be able to hold. What do we have here? Coin's up 3.9%. Netflix is up 2%. Solana's up 7.6%. ETH is up 4.5%. Texas Roadhouse is in the green. Boeing's going up. PanW is trending down. Broadcom's trending down. ASML is trending down. What do we have? NVIDIA trending down. Tesla trending down. The only thing I see doing somewhat decent is actually Coinbase. All right, let's see how this is doing. Oh, and look at that. Already up 800 smackaroos. All right, I'm short 2. How much should I lock in? All right, I'm putting in an order for one of these, and as soon as that hits, I'll set the other one to break even. A little bit of a manual override today. Not the biggest fan of what I'm seeing in the world of options at the moment. So putting this order in to lock in one of my two. We'll see if it happens or not. We see the Qs finding support at 438.50. For those of you who need a very quick reminder, the key level, in my opinion, on the day is this double bottom here at 434.50. On the SPY, that's a little bit closer to 518. And on the Russell, it's a little bit closer to 201.50. Those are the levels where I think if they can't hold, things can get a little bit suspect, a little bit questionable. The Qs are looking real heavy right now. The Qs are looking real heavy. The Russell is trying to bounce. Energy is going up. So that's why the SPY is looking better than the Qs, because energy, XLE, is going up. Financials are going up. Utilities are going up. Industrials are flat. Healthcare sold, bounced nicely. Consumer discretionary is flat. Consumer staples is bouncing like no other. Like no other. Oh, hang on. Oh, that one just filled right here. You can see it. This blue arrow got the fill. So right now on this account, let's just close this out. All right, boom, locked in 1.1K on that. That's the one that I manually traded. And then some of these other ones obviously are now going. Going. Jesus. Folks, I don't know what to tell you. I'm looking at some of my market internal measures over here on my other monitor. They're turning south, and they're turning south pretty freaking quickly. And I don't know if you care about market internals, but what you should care about is the fact that I pulled the most negative tarot card possible. You know, I don't. It's bad. I'm right to your face. I'm telling you, folks. If you want to see what's happening in options, SPY diving, SPY equities diving, NASDAQ, Qs, Mag 7. Dude, brutal. Hang on, let me switch this over so I can see what I want to do. Positions, not so good. Hey, that's not so good. Options. Jesus, these are a lot of money. Hang on. NDX. Oh, golly. Do I want to play this? Am I really feeling that crazy on the day? Am I that confident in the tarot? And if I am, when is the right time to execute this? When is the right time to execute this? These are expensive. Oh, yesterday I played some of these in the wrong direction, which was a bit embarrassing. All right, we're going for it. We're going for it. We're going to see. Scared money don't make no money, except I'm scared. Let me see. Hello? Did this not fire? Canceled? My order was canceled? Hang on a second. Why can they cancel an order? I didn't know that that could happen. Odd. I'm trying to figure out why. Orders canceled. Order status canceled. Why would buying power? I had plenty of buying power. Interesting. Working. I don't know. I guess a little lucky on the fact that it was canceled. This again. All right, so as of now, 327. It's really trying to play this bounce. All right, let's lock this in. Lock it in. All right, it's running another one. 275. I was literally 2. We have the buffer still to go. It's basically just playing the bounce. I'm not really in agreement with today. This might be a little bit rudimentary just because obviously this has no knowledge of what that report was. But hey, it worked. We're getting the Russell's getting the biggest bounce. The SPY is somewhere in between, and then the Qs are the weakest. What the fuck? I'm really confused about why that order was canceled. What is today? Today's the 8th. I believe it's the 8th all day. I don't know. It's not really giving me a reasoning for the cancel, but we'll see. All right, we're back to this. All right, let's see how this goes. Nope. All right, it is bullish on this, hence why it took a bullish position. Still makes me feel uncomfortable, though. Still makes me feel uncomfortable. Come on, just get this quick. I don't know why, but my spidey senses on the day are that a rug, some form of a rug is coming. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 accounts left. 4 accounts to trade. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, these are the ones that I always tell you they require the most amount of directional momentum to trade. Dude, the SPY bouncing off of 522 with vengeance. All right, let's look at the options. Options are only bouncing a little, not as extreme as prices. Equities, the individual equities are bouncing quite a bit more. NASDAQ a little flat. The Qs flat. Mag 7 is bouncing. Okay, so I see what's going on the upward thing of the Qs here. We got some Mag 7 bids coming in. I think I actually got really, really lucky. That order that I wanted, I thought this was going to keep breaking down, and I would have already been blown out, and I would have been one unhappy camper. Very much one unhappy camper, and kind of serves me right because chasing a breakdown generally never a good idea. I don't know what I was thinking, so I almost feel like the market gods said, hey, Matt, you don't want that trade. And they were right. I didn't want that trade. I actually feel absurdly lucky that my order was arbitrarily canceled. Your boy's getting lucky today. Your boy's very much getting lucky today. We can't hear the order submitted. Field alert. Text was on me tonight. Dude, shout out. My apologies. All right, that sounds on now. I'm wondering if this is it. I'm wondering if this falls over right here, is this the lower high? Are we about, I mean, you could take a stab at it. If this starts to break down, if you are bearish, you could take a stab at it, and then this would just be your risk. Like literally this recent punch up. And I have no idea if you're going to be right or wrong. I just know you have well-defined risk, which is the major thing you need to be concerned about. But we do have lower lows, and if this falls over, we would have lower highs. So even though we gapped up, I'm just seeing a downward push. But let's see. This could be the old 951, 952 reversal. Meta's coming back. Coins coming back. Tesla not so much. Nvidia. Everything just started to bounce about 21, 22 minutes into the day. At 951, 952, tech caught a bid, and we could actually see that right here. This is right when the Mag 7 options started to pick up. Just really quickly, options are fading on the S&P. S&P equities, all the individual 500 equities, they're looking good. Actually, intraday high there. The NASDAQ, 0DT, not so much, but longer dated looking good. Same thing with the Qs. And then Mag 7 is, so we're seeing the Mag 7 push and the 500 individual S&P 500 equities push. That's what this is right now. The question is, will it hold? Like I said, I cannot explain how fortunate I am that my trade did not go through, because I would have shorted at the bottom of the day. I was about to buy puts, and I would be very, very, very displeased right now. Do all trading platforms have to settle the balance of trades before you can trade again without margin? That's just the type of account you have. It sounds like you're on a cash account. Most brokerages, at least in the US, and I believe this is true globally, there's either cash accounts or margin accounts. It sounds like you're on a cash account. So it's more of the type of account you selected. And there's pros and cons to both between a cash account and a margin account. If you're trading with below $25,000 in the US on a margin account, you're going to be subject to pattern day trading. If you trade more than 3 times within 5 rolling days, a day trade that is, on a cash account, you could trade more, but you have to wait for the cash to settle, or you could violate what's referred to as the free roll violation. Yes, I would rather trade with cash. That's not exact. It's called a cash account, but that's not exactly what it means. I think margin accounts are better, but that's my own opinion. But also, if you're trading with more than $25,000, if your account is funded with more than $25,000, you should definitely be on a margin account. The only debate is when you're below $25,000, what's better for you? And the answer to what's better for you is going to be dependent on your it's going to be more so dependent on your trading style. But it doesn't mean you're like trading with cash. I think you might want to take a second to like look into this. Good faith violation. Yeah. Free roll violation. It's all the same thing. It's all, I guess, just the issues you can run into when, hang on, the SPY broke out there. Is this a real breakout? When trading on a cash account, because then you have to look at settlement cycles, and yeah, the settlement cycle is getting faster, and options settle faster than stocks. So that comes back to your trading methodology, your trading ideology, and a few other various things. But once again, a lot of this is specific to trading in the US because other countries don't have pattern day trading. And if you are in the US with over 25,000, you should definitely be on a margin account, not a cash account. I have a small account, 5K. Okay. So you're in the place where you have to decide between the two, but then it comes down to your trading like methodology. Basically, how often are you trading and what asset are you trading? So you should just give it a Google search, look into the difference between the two. But there are pros and cons to both, and to know what's best for you, it's just more of how like what are you trading and how often are you trading, and also the size the size that comes into play. So the SPY took out the intraday high. You know what? Just because volatility, these ranges are getting so big, I'm going to wait even more than I normally do. I'm going to wait even more. Because as quickly as we sold, as quickly as we popped, we can easily just continue to rip roar higher, or we can very quickly just go the other freaking way. But it looks like the Qs are about to take out their intraday high. The SPY already did, and the Russell already did. But something about this, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just reading today wrong. My spidey senses are tingling. I'm seeing this pop. Yeah, so the Mag 7 is running like
Target
no other.
filled. Target filled.
Okay, locked it all in. Locked it all in there. Played that final breakout. I guess some trend following. EMA's up, super trends up. These aren't really swing trades by any means. They're just little scalps, but as you can see, biggest gainer was 1,185. That's what I was manually trading. And then the smallest one was 140, but across the board, I don't know, probably made about 4K, I want to say, just by guessing. But I don't know. The easiest thing for me to do is as soon as these trades are locked in, as I always preach to you guys, when your trades hit on these Apex accounts, the best thing you can do is just shut it down. Don't tempt yourself to keep trading. When you're done for the day, you're done for the day. You clocked in, you clocked out. It's only been open for 33 minutes. A couple thousand already made. The best possible advice I could give you. Let me switch back over to this. The best is just shut it down. Just shut it down. Apex, that's what I was just trading on. So, the brokerage was Ninja Trader, but the accounts are funded by Apex. It's a SIM to funded company. So basically you get to trade with other people's capital if you can pass their test. So I passed their test. In fact, I passed their test 20 times, hence why I have 20 accounts, and I'm trading all 20 accounts. If I do well enough, I could request money out of it. The first $25,000 per sub account is mine. And then after that, you enter into a 90-10 percentage split agreement with the company where you keep 90% and they keep 10. So it's basically a two-step process. You sign up and you take the test. If you pass the test, you go from an eval account to a performance account. That's what the PA stands for. So I'm trading on 20 PA accounts. You need a PA account, as in you have to pass the test and then upgrade to a PA account to be trading for real money. So those 20 accounts are trading for real money, but sometimes I'm trading accounts that don't start with PA, they just start with Apex, and those are eval. Those are the ones that I'm trading to try to pass the test so I can go to a PA account. I like to trade the $50,000 accounts. I like just the ratios the best. Some people like to trade the bigger ones. Some people like to trade the smaller ones. I find comfort in the 50K ones. I think those are ideal. Those are just personally what I like to do. But once again, 100% personal to me. But a lot of people do agree that the ratios of how many contracts you could trade, your profit target, your drawdown, all the rules related seem to be optimal on the 50K account. PA, I thought PA was Pennsylvania. Same, but different. I thought Matt mentioned cashing out a bunch during the window. No, they're pending right now. I did request. They just haven't been approved yet. I guess there's just a big queue of people because when you request money out, they go back and try to check that you didn't break any of their rules, basically. Is this the turning point? Or is this just a little breather and we put in a higher low and we rip? Let's check the options market. Equities, S&P 500 equities just got a flow alert. I'm curious. Remember, when you're using Spot Gamma, that's the name of this service that tells us what's happening with options all day. When you get a flow alert, that doesn't mean bullish or bearish. It just means something big is currently happening. It means you got to pay attention right now. because some size is moving the market. And if you look at the Mag 7, also uppity up and up. Which way did that flow alert go? Looks like price is going down on this flow alert, but let's pay close attention. So flow alert fired off at 10:05. The reason I'm really waiting to make any swing positions today is because yesterday I was too early. There was too much whipsaw. There was too much craziness in the day. So for me, I'm waiting. The goal of the day for me is basically, I almost messed up. I'm very fortunate my order got canceled right at 9:50. I don't know what I was doing. Very happy it did, because I would have gotten absolutely steamrolled, and I would have been basically spending all day just attempting to get back to green on the day, or even break even. So I think the market gods they're showing me a warning sign. I got lucky that the order was canceled, and I got to heed that sign, and I just got to wait. I gotta wait. We're about 37 minutes into the day, so we're having obviously a pretty evident range. I fear that this might be the height of the day. I fear that this is a bull trap. That's, once again, my own opinion. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's about to happen, what's not going to happen, but I'm thinking a lot of people are getting tricked into thinking overall that this bottom is already put in and this will be the bottom. I do not agree with that. Were you finally able to take your money out of Apex? Yeah, they approved it for my July payouts, but now I've done another one in August, and I'm waiting on the August ones. You can do 2 payout requests per month. So it was the ones in July that got like paused and messed up, and they wanted to ensure that I'm me and I'm trading my own account, because apparently the platform has scammers on it who are, I guess, just whatever. They're trading for other people or this or that. I don't know what it is, but they're having issues with people not trading their own accounts, I would assume. I guess that's why you check someone's identity. So that was my issue in the month of July. I sent them all my stuff. Basically, I had to read a written statement like, I, Matthew Kors, hereby say these are my accounts and I'm the one trading them, and the charges are like whatever proper. Here's my ID, and here's like the general concept of my trading ideology, methodology, like system. And then they also made me send them the log and trace files of NinjaTrader, which I thought was a bit weird. I think they do that to ensure that you're not like connecting to someone else's system that's doing copy trading for you. I don't know. But basically, since I'm doing my own trades, like within a day or two, I got the email that all my payouts were approved. So I think they are just basically saying, I don't know. It is a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. But also, if they think they're being scammed, I understand it from their standpoint, where they're trying to stop scammers from scamming them. But yes, after I was, and actually, maybe will they tell me the date? But for my July ones, and I'll make a video on it when the August ones are either approved or denied. That's what I'm waiting on right now. But let me see, request payout, July. So in July, 1, 2, 3, 4. So $8,000. I had 4 at 2K each. So that's $8,000 for July. So basically, there's 2 payout periods per month. The first chunk of July, I requested them all, denied. They wanted more information. I thought I sent them the right information. They said, no, you didn't. So I requested again at the second point in mid-July, and they're like, we need more information. That time is the time I send them the right information. And yes, 4 of them have been paid, and they're going to my bank account right now. And right now in real time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 are pending for 2K each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if they're all approved, and that's a big if, it'd be 26,000. So they're right now, I guess, being reviewed or whatever. So we're gonna see. As soon as it's accepted or not, I'll make a video on it, and I'll explain the whole debacle in the month of July in more of a succinct manner, and then I'll also explain where I'm at on the month of August for Apex. But so we just had a new intraday high here. I'm trying to be really patient after I got absurdly lucky. I mean, I think the market gods literally intervened, because I almost shorted at the end of the day. The fact that order was canceled, I am One lucky guy. I am one lucky duck. So I'm going to heed their warning, and I'm going to watch to what in the world is happening right now. We see the Russell coming down. I'm curious if the SPY is going to break down here, and then obviously we should watch a similar structure on this. So let's set up some alerts so we don't want to miss anything. We don't want to miss anything. We don't want to miss it. We don't want to miss it. All right. As we're waiting for one of those things to play out, I do want to very quickly shout out to today's stream partner. And hang on, I was actually trying to buy a new computer yesterday, and Meta PCs is down. All right. We're going to have to talk about them later because it looks like their website is... can anyone get on Meta PCs right now? The website, I'm getting a 400 response, which is what I saw last night because I was trying to buy it. It's down still. Okay. I was actually trying to buy a new computer yesterday, and I thought it was maybe something on my end, but if you guys are having some issues as well, so be it. So be it. So be it. We can have fun anyway. So the NASDAQ getting hit pretty hard. The Qs getting hit pretty hard. The Mag 7 holding strong. S&P 500 equities holding strong. Interesting. Very, very clear differential. So this is the S&P 500 as an SPX, SPY, XSP, and ES, which is the futures market, telling a very different story than the individual 500 companies on the S&P 500. Same thing with the NASDAQ here. Here's the NASDAQ, once again, NDX and QQQ. But then if you look at the Mag 7, completely different story. When I see this type of mismatch, I don't think that there's really a play to be had. I think you just have to be patient and wait for some sort of alignment. Right here, it looks like we are range bound from basically just past 10 a.m. So let's just wait to see how that particularly plays out. But something's up. Something's going on in the ether, folks. Something is clearly going on in the ether. We have about 2 hours straight of uppity. NASDAQ had a bigger issue. The Russell's now starting to struggle. Happy birthday, Matt. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. It's you guys doing all the hard work. The Qs just hit a new intraday high. Qs hit a new intraday high. I'm kind of waiting for 10:30 at this point, to be completely honest with all of you, to see what the first hour range is. I want to know the range. I want to know the high of the first hour or the low of the first hour. And then maybe we could start basing some trades and ideas off of that. I'm really surprised about the size of this bounce. I really, really am. I might be a little bit too biased to the bearish side today. Maybe I'm a negative Nelly with all the economic stuff going on, with the Bank of Japan stuff going on. And I'm, I guess, happy I didn't get that trade in because I would have been absolutely steamrolled. I probably would have already been down like $20,000 on the day. I would have not been happy by any means whatsoever. So let's just see how this goes. Obviously, price is king. Price action is to the upside. But I don't know. I'm not quite feeling it. Not quite feeling it. Might be me. Maybe you guys are saying, no, the bearish side is too overloaded. They're going to get blown out and we're going to have a nice bullish day. And maybe you rode this all the way up. And if you did, massive congrats to you. Massive congrats to you. But just the way I'm looking at it, I'm more so looking for bearish opportunities. And I'm not even saying that's right. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute bullish. Like if you have a bullish trade on right now and you're hearing my commentary and you're like, dude, I don't get what you're saying. The price is up. Everything's looking good. You're in the right. You're up money, and rightfully so. You deserve the money. It's just there's something, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But between pulling the tarot card that I did and I suppose just paying attention to the daily chart and what I'm seeing on the larger time frame, something about it, man. Something is off. And I could be completely wrong. And if you're like, dude, I bought this on the reversal at 952 and you're up a lot of money, good. You deserve it. You took a risk. You had well-defined risk. You got a great reward. Awesome. Awesome. You should brag about it. It was awesome. I wish I took it. I just didn't think that what's happening right now was at all likely. I didn't think that the options market was going to be this insanely buck wild this morning. You can see at 952, people just started slamming the buy button like no other. Just absolutely slamming the buy button. It's impressive. It's impressive. It's impressive. I just didn't think it was going to happen. Hey, Matt, congrats on your daughter winning the spelling bee. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Kamala already won. Trump lost bigly. MAGA is over. Recession isn't coming at all. Kamala already won. Trump lost. Kamala is the greatest president. Feels like you're just trolling. At Dallas Jackman, did you just tag yourself? I appreciate the 10 buckaroos, man. We'll definitely make sure that that's part of the Payday Friday giveaway tomorrow. I feel like you probably meant to say something else besides tagging yourself, but maybe you just wanted to tag yourself. Happy birthday, Matt. I appreciate that, but I think it is more funny that you just tagged yourself. A 7.1 shake. A 7.1 shake. But Matt Kors will be live with Chris Kozlowski Monday for Rumble video earnings. Cuss yeah, brother. The U.S. now has... Whoa, this can't be good. This is some unfortunate news. The U.S. now has record $17.8 trillion in household debt, a record $12.5 trillion in mortgages, a record $1.6 trillion in auto loans, a near record $1.6 trillion in student loans, and a record $1.1 trillion in credit card debt. Rut-row-raggy. Today, household debt is now up 53% over the last 10 years, and total credit card debt is up 50% since 2020 alone. Meanwhile, delinquency rates on credit cards and auto loans are nearing the highs seen since the great financial crisis of '08. Consumers are fighting inflation with debt. This can't end well. Holy crap. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. Wait, NASDAQ proposes rule changes could quicken delisting of shares trading below $1. Do it. Do it. Oh, man. Do we trust this bounce? I don't know, brother. If you want bad news, the Cleveland, New York Fed recession indicators have never been this high without a contraction. If you want bad news, the Cleveland and New York Fed recession indicator has never been this high without a contraction. Oops. It's probably not a good thing, team. Probably not a good thing. Because he did it. LOL. Dip shiz. He did what? Who did what? Who did it and how'd they do it? Who did it and how'd they do it? Disney taking a hit. Taking a hit. I cannot believe that Snoop Dogg is being paid $500,000 per day. Oh, this guy's always so funny. Alex Stein blasts the mayor of Dallas for cheating on his wife and not condemning Dallas Police Sergeant Arturo Martinez, who posted aim better after the Trump assassination attempt. That sounds a little serious for him. Generally, he's like doing comedic stuff.
Yo.
What's
up, Mayor Johnson? It's a pimp on a blimp. And I'm here because I'm really disappointed with our city. I know recently you spoke at the RNC. And it's funny they let you speak there because it's obvious that you're a Democrat and you're faking that to try to gain political support to run for a higher office than mayor. So you're a fraud, just like how you cheated on your wife and you got caught on the doorbell camera. Remember that one in your divorce proceedings?
To
Remember
his
that one?
face, he's calling him
So
out.
you're a con artist, just like you con the mother of your kids, and you want to be a Republican, but now those kids are being raised by a single mom. Another statistic, right? So let me tell you something. This is why I'm frustrated with the city, because you have the audacity to go
his
speak at the
face?
RNC after Donald Trump was almost assassinated. And we had Arturo Martinez, a sergeant of the Dallas Police Department, for 14 years, saying that he should have aimed better. Thomas Brooks, the assassin, should have aimed better. I think that's pretty disgusting that our police force, some of the highest people in the police force, the sergeant, says it's okay for a president to be assassinated. Cops aren't supposed to have political viewpoints, okay? I'm all about the First Amendment, but not if you're a sergeant calling for the assassination of a president. And I don't know if you know your history very well, but we're in Dallas, Texas. You know, something really bad happened here with a president. May I remind you, JFK. So I don't think it's very funny when you have sergeants of our police force that think it's okay to say that a president should have been assassinated. That's disgusting. And that reflects on you, because you have low moral character. Look at our police force. Look at the Dallas Police Department. Amanda Geiger, what did she do? She walked into Botham Jean's apartment, blew his brains out. So we have a police force that has some serious issues. And you being the mayor, you're in charge of that, buddy. So now you want to be a fake Republican, that's cool. But you were the first one to make us wear masks. You were the first one vaccinated. I'm not going to forget that, okay? I know who you really are. And you're trying to placate us. That's not going to work with a pimp on a blimp. So I'm going to call you out. Just like you cheated on your wife and now you're trying to cheat on the Republican Party. It disgusts me that you're trying to do that. You have no integrity. You lean on the black vote. Imagine, I'd like to see you put on a MAGA hat and go to South Dallas. Would you ever do that, Mayor Johnson? No, because you're a coward. That's why.
Pimp on a blimp.
And then let me tell you something. It takes a lot of guts to come up here and call out the Dallas Police Department. You can smirk and laugh all you want. You think it's so funny that your police department is calling for the assassination of a president. That's so funny. Get that on camera. That's so funny. You got that little smirk on your face. Well, I'm not a bitch ass like your bitch ass. You understand that?
You can leave now. We don't get to use that language here.
Okay, I can say whatever I
You can
want.
escort him out now. Thank you.
Thank you. Your next speaker, Monty Bennett.
The next speaker, Monty Bell. Like, just acting like that's completely normal. Pimp on a blamp. I didn't know that things like that were going down in Dallas. Pretty interesting. Wait, what? Kamala Harris's VP pick, Tim Walz, has stolen valor allegations? Is it true?
He's back again to wage a public war of words against Tim Walz.
He abandoned us. You know, I mean, what the hell kind of leader does that? I mean, he just, as soon as the shots were fired in Iraq, he turned and ran the other way and hung his hat up and quit.
We'll get to Barron's new message for voters in a moment. But this all starts years earlier when Barron says Walz's misleading statements about his military service first led him to come forward in the fall of 2018.
So you try to get this message out, but Minnesota's largest newspaper checks it out, says it's 100% true, but yet refuses to print.
When I hung the phone up, I said, what the hell is this, North Korea?
Back in 2005, a warning order went out to the 1st Battalion, 125th Field Artillery to mobilize for a mission to Iraq. At the time, Walz served as the unit's highest non-commissioned officer, but months later, Walz would retire from the Guard, avoid the deployment, and run for Congress. Tom Barron was next in line for the position and was asked to take his place.
I was like, well, for Pete's sake, if this guy quit, and if I say I'm not going to do it, I mean, what the hell kind of leadership is that? If a company would say that we're going to deploy to Iraq or somewhere and you're going to be gone for whatever amount of time, and then a foreman just says,
we still have higher highs, higher lows.
What does that say to the 500 people that work in that factory?
Barron would go on to serve in Iraq on a nearly 2-year deployment as a command sergeant major. All while Walz began using that title as a congressman. Barron says he first contacted Walz with his concerns, sending these letters to Washington. They all went unanswered.
But then we fast forward to the election in 2018 in Minnesota, and you try at that time to get people's attention with this story and also with what seems to be a very misleading statement that he continued to make about his service.
It kind of just sat there. You know, when he was a congressman, he bragged that he was a command sergeant, retired command sergeant major. I'm the highest ranking person ever in the House, and all this lie that he was telling. The state of Minnesota came out after 2018, after this was exposed.
New
and they
high.
said, well, he can say that he served as a command sergeant major, but he can't say he's a
On the
retired
spy.
one because he's not.
And that's what he was saying.
And he was saying that, and there was lots of public, lots of cards coming in the mail, for him to be elected. They said right on there he's a retired command sergeant major, just tooting his own horn, just hanging on the coattails of people that actually are command sergeant majors that went through all the process and put all the time in.
A spokesperson for the Minnesota National Guard said Walls wasn't able to retire as a command sergeant major since he failed to complete coursework and requirements related to the rank.
Options are
Verified
flattening out
documents
a
show the Army
little bit
corrected his
more
service record.
so seen on
Walls
the Mag
was reduced
7.
in rank to an E8 Master Sergeant after retirement and his conditional promotion. Alpha News again asked Governor Walls if he's using the command sergeant major rank on his campaign website for political gain this year. A spokesperson said this has been in the news before and pointed us to a past story where Walls said, quote, normally this type of partisan political attack only comes from one who's never worn a uniform.
It's stolen valor is really what it is. I don't know of anybody else that's done what he's done. But we called it the truth about Tim Walls.
In 2018, Barron's gave the story the full court press.
We, retired command sergeant majors of the Minnesota National Guard, feel it is our duty and responsibility to bring forth the truth as we know it concerning his service record. I put together information on it and I sent it out to every single radio station and newspaper and TV station I could in the state. The bottom line in all of this is gut-wrenching and sad to explain. When the nation called, he quit.
Twin Cities TV stations and the Star Tribune were silent, even after Barron says the newspaper checked it all out.
So
the Star Tribune endorsed Walls in 2018.
Wait, time out. So this was checked out and accurate. Like this was real, right? Like this isn't a contentious debated thing. Like it's just stolen valor.
For governor. Between lockdowns, riots, unchecked crime, and a charred police precinct, Barron's felt he had no choice but again to come forward.
Allowing that to be burned down was just like having the Alamo get burned down. It's like, no, you defend that to the last man. If he would have went to Iraq, he'd still be hiding under his desk over there because that's just the cowardice that I seen portrayed with him.
So how about when he also comes out and he calls you guys 19-year-old cooks?
I'd take any 19-year-old cook before I'd go to war with him. I don't know how he could even utter such a statement.
He quit to avoid.
It's just absolutely sad.
Huh.
So this election year, it's all built up again to Barron's new grain bin message.
He called Jacob Fry an abject failure. So I was like, that's what he is.
Walls is a traitor, also made a return.
And the last one I put together, he said it himself too, as well. If they don't like my job, they can vote me out. So I wrote, vote him out. We need to vote him out.
S&P is still going, and then Mag 7 still going. I didn't know that about Walls, but I find it interesting that Barron's literally just didn't disagree. They're like, nope, we looked into it. Kind of interesting that, is he catching a lot of heat for it? This is the first time I'm hearing about it. I feel like stolen valor within the U.S. is kind of like a big deal. And the fact that even Barron's checked out, it'd be one thing to question if one dude's just saying it, but then when another media source checks it out and yeah, no, this is right. That's interesting. I'm hearing a lot of crazy things. I'm hearing, I guess, stolen valor from Tim. I'm also hearing on JD Vance something about a couch, a relationship with a couch. And I'm then also hearing from Walls, I guess, a relationship with horse juice. If I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word that I'm really thinking about. I'm hearing I'm just hearing crazy things about these VPs. I'm hearing real crazy things about these VPs. Starting to wonder if maybe these were both the wrong VP picks. All in all, it's a minor point, just one piece of his character. You think that's minor to base your entire political career off being a vet, and then that's a lie? You think that's minor? I just think maybe these VPs could have been thought out a little bit more on both sides, you know. I think they could have been thought a little bit more out. He signed a law saying pedo is a sexual orientation. Who did? Which one? JD Vance or Walls? Matt, look up his stocks. I know he owns nothing. I don't find that interesting. I don't think it's like the most interesting thing to, like, he just doesn't have it. He just isn't invested in anything. I don't know. I find it really, who said that? I think I'm more disturbed by Wheeler's comment. All in all, it's a minor point. I don't know if lying about military service is a minor point. Very interesting definition of like, oh, that doesn't matter. Yeah, dude, the couch story is nuts. The horse juice story is nuts. It's just, why are we in such a messy situation? Explain SPY volume. Well, volume is the amount of shares traded. It's when a willing buyer and a willing seller agree on a price and an amount of shares, and then the trade goes through. That's volume. Read my comment after that. You're going to make me scroll all the way back. Just one piece of his character? Or did you say something else? I don't see anything else. I mean, I just disagree with you. Yeah, unless you have another message. I don't know. I'm in the same time you said that you're saying read my comment after that. I don't know why you just want to comment it again, but still to say that I mean, dude, these are your words, not mine. You're the one who said, why do I have to keep scrolling back now? I keep losing it. You guys are chatty Cathys today. That it's a minor point. I just inherently disagree. It's not a minor point. It's just clearly not. I don't know. Lying about military service. It was minor compared to other crap that the politicians do. But that tells you the kind of I think you're completely missing the point here. It shows the kind of politician he is. Like, I don't know about you, but I think in the U.S., we should be attempting to head away from lying politicians. So I still don't understand your point at all. Like, oh, other politicians do work. Like, so you're saying because, I don't know, other people murder people, if someone else assaults it, well, it's not that bad because other people are getting murdered. What? No. Turns out assault's still bad. So because are there politicians who have done things worse than lying about valor? Yeah, obviously. But that doesn't mean lying about valor should just be like overlooked because other people have done worse things. That's such a stupid argument. I feel like you just need to think about this one a little bit. You're so obviously on the wrong side of it. But hey, if you want to, I guess, somehow defend a dude who has actual stolen valor, I guess have fun dying on that hill. I don't know what you want. I don't get it. I can't even potentially understand your point. Bull trap? I don't know. Feels like it might actually be bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, all bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, all bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, all bullish. I did not ride it because I came in with too big of a bearish bias that I could not see clearly. I tried to execute a short at the low of the day. It didn't go through. I feel absurdly lucky about that. And now I'm just kind of sitting here because I feel like in a certain sense I was handed a gift from the market gods that trade did not go through. So now I'm just trying to, I guess, see what happens here. I mean, I guess if there's a drop midday, or I guess at this point, anytime it is 10:30, if there's a drop midday and a nice base, a higher low, and we ride off of it, good. How is any of this true? They're all lying. No, it was confirmed. Like, the dude who I guess was quote unquote the whistleblower on it gave it to these news. Like, that's what we just and they all agreed. They're like, yeah, no, this is right. Like, it doesn't sound like any of the media is like denying it here. So just to say it's fake, like, you would have to produce evidence to show that it's fake, because at this point people are like, yeah, no, we've checked out the presented evidence and it sounds like he did do that. So this is a really strange thing for people to try to defend. Out of like all the things to try to defend, like, to die on this hill, interesting. But I guess if you want to do it, have at it. It feels like there's better things to try to like defend. But the positioning that you're in, I guess have at it. That's you. That's your decision. If you want to do it, have at it. I'm not your mom. S&P, dude, ripping. Look at these options all day. Look at the Mag 7 all day, ripping. No, he served 20-something years, and when he retired, he was one rank, but he only got the benefits of the rank below that. Is that the issue? Not at all. Did you listen to the video we listened to? I don't think anything about his benefits and retirement. I think it has to do with saying that it sounds like more of he was claiming that he like served and saw combat with whatever his group was. And that is the part that's the lie. I don't think it has anything. I don't think anyone really gives a shit about the benefits he's getting associated with his rank. I don't think anyone, I mean, Dallas, just rewind and listen to the clip we listened to. I don't think that was it at all. Are you invested in Starbucks? No, I am not. Crypto's ripping. Liquidation time. Where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin popping. Going from 56.7 up to 58.5. He left his entire team behind when S hit the fan. Command Sergeant Major is the senior advisor to the commanding officer at battalion and at higher levels. I don't quite know what that means in this context. Like, I get what you're saying is in terms of their jobs. What does that have to do with Tim? Was he command sergeant or something? Wanted to sound like he was a command sergeant major versus just being a master sergeant. So that's the issue, is he was attempting to seem like he was the command sergeant major, but in reality, he was just a master sergeant. Is that what's happening? He was promoted to command sergeant major to lead the battalion, and he ran scared. He claims to have used weapons of war, but was sent to Italy instead of the Middle East, saw no combat, but acts like he did. He was promoted to command sergeant major, but did not complete all the requirements, so he retroactively bumped down to his last rank common in the military. No, I don't think you listened. He said he was a sergeant major, but he didn't get to retire as that rank. It's all about the rank. Yeah, because of, well, that's like the secondary thing. I think it's the assumption of like, did he see battle or combat or not? And then because of this rank difference, that's what you're seeing. The rank's not the major thing. It's the other aspects that like we're seeing via the rank switches. I think you're starting with the wrong thing, Diamond Dallas. The rank change was the impact of his actions of apparently running squared. I mean, I'm learning this in real time. To be honest with you folks, it's not like I read about his military service for hours last night. I just saw a couple people basically talking about his love for horse juice, JD Vance's love for couches, and then apparently something about stolen valor, which I'm like learning this morning. My entire point is it just really, really feels as if these were not quality VP picks. Or maybe it's just a state of social media and how like nuts this is. Could be that. What a reversal on the Qs and SPY. Crazy. Yeah, this is nuts. I didn't catch it. Fortunately, I didn't get blown up by it either. I got very lucky by that. I was going to literally short it at the worst point of the day. So now that it's just past 10:30, what I'm really doing is I'm kind of just watching the first hour highs and lows. Like we just bounced off of the first, where's 10:30? Where's 10:30? Right here. So where we're battling it out right now, the blue lines, the blue horizontal lines are the first hour high and low. There's a lot of algos that are going to trade off of these. And I'm just kind of seeing if we could hold this or not. If it can't, maybe we take out a recent low, but still on at least a 1 minute chart for all the day traders in here, the highs are higher and the lows are higher. I don't think you could really fight against it until you see a lower high and a lower low. So to take out a low, we would first have to break below this 1033 low on SPX, or you could be a bit more conservative and wait for the breakdown below the 1021 low. So that would be part of it. But then you also want to see a lower high because the highs are just getting higher and higher and higher. So you want to see a lower high as well. And then on that lower high is where you could take a stab at it. But please understand you're also fighting against the grain, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, and the 30 minute on the SPY bullish. Same with the Qs, 5, 10, 30, all bullish. And even on the Russell, the 5, 10, and the 30, all bullish. I don't want to take a bullish position because I can't really articulate it, but my spidey senses are tingling. I really, really think that this is going to get worse before it gets better. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just 100% utterly comically wrong, and this is the time to be bullish. And maybe I'm on the wrong side of this one. I just don't see it. Look, two things can be true. You can be in the National Guard and see combat. That happens all the time, but you could also retire before going to Iraq. Yeah, it sounds like that can true, but I don't think the argument is that he just retired at the end. I think the allegations are that when they needed him, he was scared and ran away. I believe that's the interpretation of what people have an issue with. And pathetically good news. Yeah, that's my biggest issue of why I didn't go bullish today is, to my understanding of why the market is going up, it doesn't seem that bullish. But we'll see. We'll see. So wait. All right. Apparently you guys are all experts on military and Tim Walz. Can anyone explain to me what's going on with this JD Vance couch thing? Is anyone in the know on that? Because I'm just hearing quite a few accusations. Is there any merit to it? I looked into it a little bit, and people said it was an admission in his own book, that like the hillbilly book, or is it confirmed real, or is it okay? So it sounds like the story of Walz using military experience to seem as if he was, I don't know, more into the military than he was. That seems to be confirmed true. Is the couch thing true or false? For real, that's what dude, I'm hearing wild things about a couch. Was it a cool couch? Was it a lazy boy? Was it a lazy girl? Was it leather, pleather? Give me some ideas of what's going on with this couch story. The couch thing is made up, I'm pretty sure. False, confirmed fake. Okay, So then what's the story? How did it become a thing? And then who disproved it? It was made up by an influencer? Is that true? An influencer made it up? I thought people were saying it was from a book. Who did I see? I saw... Was it this account? This one. This girl hates Trump, but she was the one where I was reading... Okay, MAGA, I'll make you a deal. I'll stop referring to the couch story when you stop saying the 2020 election was stolen and the January 6th was peaceful. The conviction of Trump is law and order candidate. Why isn't JD Vance publicly denying the couch story? And then apparently saying that he's really weird.
A little bit different here. You've been criticized as being a little too serious, maybe angry sometimes. What makes you smile? What makes you happy?
Well, I smile at a lot of things, including bogus questions from the media, man. I mean, look, I think if you watch a full speech that I give, I actually am having a good time out here and I'm enjoying this. But look, sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. And right now I am angry.
I don't think that was that weird. JD Vance isn't a weird ass couch fooker. He's also a fooking D-bag. I'm just getting my Twitter feed's getting blown up with couch accusations. Getting blown up with couch. And then so that's weird. And then the other thing that I'm seeing is weird things about Tim Wall's horse. Tampon Tim really doesn't want y'all to know he loves to drink. Wait, is this was in a local man stomach pumped after neighborhood dare goes wrong? No, this was in a newspaper? I didn't realize that. Nebraska man hospitalized after unusual over-ingestion incident. On August 30th, 1995, in a bizarre and unprecedented medical emergency, Tim Walls, a local resident of West Point, Nebraska, was rushed to West Point General Hospital last night after reportedly over-ingesting This is real? No, dude. What? Was left the community in shock and disbelief, has sparked conversations about the dangers of consuming unconventional substances. Emergency responders were called to Mr. Waltz's residence around 11 p.m. after he began experiencing severe abdominal pain and distress. According to the paramedics on the scene, Mr. Waltz was conscious but in significant discomfort, prompting immediate transport to the hospital. Dr. Amanda Thomas, attending physician at West Point General, confirmed that Mr. Walls required a stomach pumping procedure to remove ingested material. This is an extraordinary case. Dr. Thomas remarked, while we have encountered various ingestion incidences, this is certainly unique. The patient is currently stable and under observation. Details surrounding the circumstances of the ingestion remain unclear. Friends and family of Mr. Walls expressed their shock, noting that he is known for his adventurous spirit, but had never engaged in such extreme behavior before. Tim is a fun-loving guy, but this is completely out of character for him, said a close friend who wished to remain anonymous. Medical experts warn that consuming non-food substances can lead to serious health complications, including gas, blah, 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 blah. What? This is real? Out of all the stories, the couch story, the stolen valor story, and the ingesting horse semen story, if you ask me which one is most likely false, dude, what? This is hilarious. The claim, Walsh once had his stomach pumped because he drank a gallon of human semen. The facts, it was horse semen. A gallon? He drank a gallon? Holy crap. Buster dropped off Umbrella's contributions next morning. I'm sure hope you laughing, walking away responsible. So there I was staring 32 ounce of Pine County's most selective and rare equine fluid. 30 a gallon? Oh my God. I kind of want to vomit. All right. That's something. That out of all of this is the thing that just everyone's like, yeah, no, that's like just in his own book. He's like, yeah, no, I did. Imagine not only doing it, but that being so stupid to admit to it. It was in the newspaper. We live in wild times, folks. We live in very, very wild times. Both stories are fake, but wait, why do you think it's fake? It's in his own book. Go party time. No, wait. Everyone, we gotta put a pin in this. Why do you think it's fake when it's reported in his local newspaper back in the 90s? It's in his own book, and then it was fact-checked by the AP. Please explain to me why you think this horse semen story is false. So actually, anyone who thinks it's false, why do you think it's false? We just saw it. Like I would love any informed, logical thing. Oh, and now you just laugh. You're like, oh no, ha ha ha, lol. So you're just a dipshit. That makes sense then. I think this is part of the real major issue with the world right now is that like the people discerning between what's real and what's fake. Holy crap. Does any of this matter? I would say, I would argue that it's kind of an interesting story to know. That's your argument? Because the typography for local papers are not set that way, especially in the 90s. Oh, yeah. Because you're an expert on how text looks in newspapers across the world, across the U.S. in the 90s. Oh, yeah. I'm going to buy that one. I'm going to assume that you're just not full of shit. What's more likely? You being full of shit or you knowing about newspaper text throughout the Midwest in the 90s? Are you slow? Just you're like, dude, I just know it. This happens to be what I look up. Also, would there be, I guess it's not really a police thing, so there wouldn't be like, I was gonna say, can we actually look up the file? Like if there were, but then again, if it's the 90s, I don't know the systems at that point, but it sounds like I'm pretty full of shit, but I do know about typography. That's fair. The Q's, the Spy, just really hanging out, chilling at their 1 hour high. The opening range, and today I'm using the opening range as the full first hour. That's exactly where we're at on the Spy, and we're slightly above it on the Q's. I don't know, folks. Dude, it's all so crazy. It's all so wild. It's all so deranged and backwards and messed up that the fact that we have to even sit here and try to figure out what's real, what's not real. Some people are saying wherever it was, the newspaper was false. This is just nuts. It's absolutely nuts that this is where we're at. Tim Walz's unsupervised female health decisions rampant LGBTQIA rights, school lunches for unemployed minors, medical care for elderly, sick or injured, taxes on corporate profits. All right. I don't get the world that we live in right now. I really don't. I think we should all be sad and ashamed. What's this one?
You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
I don't know what this is in context to. She just seems angry. Woke student destroy her degree at graduation ceremony.
Joy Lynn Van Hassel. Bixia Chen. Joy Lynn.
The next girl was like, I actually want my diploma, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, dude, that guy got bodied. Boom. Just getting hit like by a linebacker. What are we doing here? Russell's still going. Edit images, Google it yourself with AP fact check. So I have to Google AP. Maybe I'll do that when the market's over, when the market closes out. So are you saying that they're all false? Which Diamond Dallas, which ones are you saying are false? Are you saying all are false? The horse story, the Valor story, and the couch story? What's the over, like, in those three stories, which ones are real, which ones are fake? Are we saying they're all real? Are we saying they're all fake? Or are we somewhere in the middle? Because they're all just wild stories that seem to blow up my Twitter, not only yesterday, but also where I guess today. Seems like the last day and a half. Those are the three major stories dominating my Twitter feed. Stolen Valor real. Both the JD Vance couch story is false, and so is the horse story. Horses are real. Spy is crap, no volume. Call it in. So the only one, couch story is obviously fake. Just read his book. Not gonna read his book. All BS. So we're getting votes that they're either all fake or only the military service one is real. You need a new Twitter feed. I do. Dude, I somehow, not only was I getting that on my Twitter feed yesterday, I was somehow getting into the world of what's its nuts. Like AMC again. Like, for some reason. Did you guys know that there's people still buying AMC like today? Did you guys know that? That there are people like, dude, we're buying it tomorrow. Couch and horse story falls of Valor story rank issue. So we're getting thumbs downs on the couch and the horse, but thumbs up on the military rank problems. How is my mental health? Dude, after these stories and reading AMC, not good. And it wasn't because of my own life. It was just because of what other people are doing in this world. What is going on with options? All right, let's load it up. Kind of flattening out after a huge ripper. Mag 7. Flattening out after a huge ripper. Jesus. This is nuts. I heard you bought 1,000 new AMCs. Yeah, but not the shares, the actual chain itself. I'm opening up 1,000. And I'm only playing the worst rated Rotten Tomato movies. That's going to be my into the world. It's just the worst movies. Hey, Matt, would the 30-year bond auction create a big action in the market today at 1 p.m.? It can, depending on how the auction goes. I need a rug pull. Logic, don't you worry. Remember, we pulled the tower card today, and there's still 5 hours of trading left. There's a lot that could go wrong today. Enjoying. Now I gotta go find out the hashtags of the day. The hashtags of the day. I almost want to stay off of Twitter for how wild this is getting. My feed is just getting. Anonymous exposes Tim Walz in under 2 minutes. Ooh, what's this? Anonymous is getting involved.
Welcome to the race, Tim Walz. Let's make sure America knows who you are. You helped ignite the George Floyd riots, the worst the country had
Why does this feel like it's AI? The way his mouth is moving?
ever seen in decades. While Minneapolis burned, you stalled on deployment of the National Guard for an entire day, blaming the city for not submitting the right paperwork.
Is that true? Can anyone fact check that? The allegations, Governor Tim Walz's daughter, Hope Walz, might have leaked National Guard deployment plans after George Floyd protests were discussed in several news sources. Mentioned the controversy. Is this true? It looks like ChatGPT fact checked it. Covered the overall. Or am I being duped once again? Horse story can't be true. Kamala could only down a court. Matt, has Kamala contacted you for a stream clap? No. Apparently I'm low on the list. Every other big streamer is getting asked to do it, but not your boy.
You let your daughter leak the Guard's deployment plans online so that rioters would know how long they have to loot the city with impunity. Minneapolis is a war zone because of you. Just days after the attempted murder of Donald Trump, you called him and his supporters fascists, egging on the same rhetoric that led him to being shot in the first place. You have overseen some of the most radical youth trans surgery laws in the country.
Walz moves to protect those seeking gender-affirming care.
Under your leadership, teenagers can get their breasts chopped off and get sterilized, and your government calls it health care. You have the most radical abortion.
Walz signed law allowing abortion at any stage in defunded crisis pregnancy centers.
Laws in the country. Zero limits.
At any stage? Any stage? Like the day before?
Every year, 5 to 6 babies are born alive and then murdered legally under laws you support.
In Minnesota, late-term abortions are rare but do occur. According to data from Minnesota Department of Health, there were 223 abortions performed at 20 weeks or later in 2017. These cases represent a small fraction of total abortions performed in the state.
On immigration, you famously said you wanted to provide a ladder so invaders can come over Trump's wall. You are a radical open border zealot. Also during COVID, you approved $500 million in hero pay for frontline workers, only to have 40% of that money go to people who were ineligible or, in many cases, literally deceased. In the White House, you were Pelosi's sidekick and did whatever the Democrats demanded. You will try to disguise yourself as a folksy Midwestern moderate.
Dude, our political situation is like so quickly turning to shit. It's so rapidly turning to shit. But I guess that's life. I guess that's the current stage of our life. And what's this tampon thing about? Why is everyone calling him Tampon Tim? Why is everyone calling him Tampon Tim? Does anyone know that one? Or is it just another weird thing in my feed that people are calling him Tampon Tim? What's the market doing? Still flat, boring, nothing. True. We will never change without term limit, even after birth. Tampons in the men's bathroom was his law. Like legally, tampons had to be provided. He put tampons in the boys' bathroom in schools. In like if there were one group of people who would not take that seriously and would not react properly, it would be high school boys. That's just honestly. I think you guys are focusing on the social, I guess, issues of that, of like, why are tampons in the boys' bathroom? The boys' bathroom is the boys' bathroom. But I actually think it's financially egregious. Like absolutely financially egregious that they're just going to get destroyed. Like that's not. If there's one group in this world that would not take that seriously and would ruin it, it would be high school boys. The boys ripped the tampon machine down on the first day. Exactly. It's financially egregious. Matt, are you serious right now? You are so involved with Rumble. Chris even comes on your show and you know a little about what's going on. I talk about the market, dude. You think I study the laws written in Minnesota? What do you think my life is degenerate trading. I don't look up state laws in a state I don't live in. Maybe that makes me the crazy person, but I don't live there. I don't. And I'm talking about the finances of it now. I think it was financially irresponsible because I think it was a waste of the money in, I guess, the buying tampons, the tampon apparatus, probably destroyed walls. I'm talking about the finances of it now. It seems like it was financially very, very silly. But bro, I'm a degenerate trader. I mean, if I could buy calls or puts, if there was a betting market on it, I probably would have known more. I probably would have been super, super into it. Be like, dude, all right, we're going to get these 17-year-olds to rip them down. Jesus, I didn't know I am Cummings. I didn't know IMC Humings was an expert on all state laws and their bathroom facilities. I do have other interests and hobbies. It just happens to not include what is happening in high school bathrooms in states I don't live in. It's me. I, as your favorite streamer, that is my fault. From here on out, I will start studying all the happenings of high school bathrooms across the U.S. And as soon as I am fully informed on all high school bathrooms, I will then go from there and I will globally learn all rules, regulations, and updates on all high school bathrooms. I will become the bathroom lord. All information will go into this brain. I will just know everything about all bathrooms. I'm just flashcards all day. Actually, I'm going to have my producer stop editing my streams, my videos, my shorts, all of that. And I'm just going to make him make me flashcards until I know all information about all bathrooms. Rules, regulations, updates. We're going to, the bathroom czar. I will become the bathroom czar. That's going to be me. Just give me 1 week. You know what? I should actually quit the show until I learn all this information. Here I am talking about a subject I should know more about. I've ruined it for you guys. I've ruined it for you. This is my fault. This is not your fault. If you're angry at anyone today, it should be me. Not good enough. We need a written apology. I will handwrite you all an individual apology. I didn't know tampons in here were such a touchy subject. And of all the things that I've said and done, this is the thing that rips the community apart. The great tampon gate, August 8th. The Matt Kors tampon gate. I'm sorry. Matt's daily bathroom report. Yeah. I'm going to start reporting from my local high school bathroom before I get arrested for being a creep. We'll see how long we can go. I don't want your apology. I respect your experience. Wait, you thought I was actually going to give you an apology? Hang on, my brain is in the middle of breaking as I'm trying to compute this right now. We're Maxi Pad Matt. Time for a channel pivot. We're switching things up, folks. I'm no longer the Goonie King, the D-Gen trading expert. We're going to Maxi Pad Matt. Coming live from all the local high school bathrooms across the nation. I think this is going to be a good pivot. I think this will be good. I'm happy. Man, the market has kind of done nothing since 10:30. Did you guys send in things to react to? I would assume there's a lot of couch stories going on. A lot of couch. Federal debt rose $27 billion yesterday. Hope they spend it on something worthwhile. The U.S. government is on pace for increasing the national debt. The U.S. government is on pace for increasing the national debt by $1 trillion every 100 days. We will easily exceed $36 trillion before the end of the calendar year. We're on pace for $40 trillion during 2026 at 5% rates. That'll be $2 trillion per year in interest. $2 trillion with a T. 40% of government revenue is estimated to just be paying off our debt burden. Holy crap. That is a sad fact. Oh, speaking of Rumble, breaking Rumble CEO explains how groups like GARM and World Federation of Advertisers created a monopoly over all the major ad budgets. Rumble has joined X in suing these groups who conspired to block ad revenue from going to certain platforms and content creators.
Simplest way to put it, if you're an advertiser and you don't want to advertise on Rumble or X, that's totally fine. You have the option to do that. But the problem happens when you have a consortium or a group like the World Federation of Advertisers, or in their group that they created called GARM, which then assembles all these advertisers and agencies, which creates a huge amount of power for these for GARM to basically instruct these companies on whether or not and how they want to deploy brand safety standards. So what happens here is once you have a huge consortium that creates a monopoly across all the big ad budgets that dictate a brand safety standard, they then can now discriminate against certain voices on other platforms. If they don't like what some speech might happen on Rumble or X, they can say, we're not going to touch that, which then causes advertising rates to go higher because now they're only accessing a certain portion of the market, and then drives higher prices for their shareholders and their brands. This harms the advertisers, the shareholders. It creates higher fees for the agencies, and also harms Rumble creators and Rumble viewers in the Rumble platform.
Chris,
That's pretty wild. We covered that when it was first coming out, but it does seem as if X and Rumble have a pretty solid case.
All right, guys, time for some drag queen story hour. So about a week ago, I received this email from a group called Palette Media or Palette Management. And basically what they were asking for is $1,500 for anti-Trump content on TikTok. So they basically sent me this kind of like creator brief with all the asks that they have and everything, and like do's and don'ts, like don't show any form of support for Donald Trump and his allies, gloat about Harris and her allies, attack Trump supporters for their intellectual or personal values. So they're basically creating division and paying for division online, which is crazy. So me being me, I was like, I kind of got to investigate this stuff. So I started like emailing back and forth with the lady. So I basically said, thank you for sending over. I will review. Is the Kamala campaign, is this for the Kamala campaign or for like a PAX campaign? And basically I was able to investigate and find out that this is actually a campaign with Future Forward, which is kind of like one of the biggest super PACs, and they have like millions and millions of dollars.
Dude, I never get asked. Come on, give me the money.
For the Biden campaign and for the Harris campaign. So of course I looked them up and I found out all this information about all the money that they have, and yeah, you can look up them right
million?
here.
Dude, just give me
anyway,
one.
I just kind of wanted to come on to show you guys that yes, I'll sell my booty, but I ain't gonna sell my values.
Dude, he's missing out.
Sunny, who met us in Houston, was one of a few dozen influencers invited to the White House to watch the State of the Union and meet President Biden.
He said to us, the collective presence in this room has more viewership on Gen Z than all of traditional media combined.
Now, Democratic organizations are flooding the creator community with cash and providing behind-the-scenes access.
Come with me to meet the President of the United States.
The Harris campaign does not
So they're all
pay
getting paid
influencers
off?
directly. CBS News found a constellation of other Democratic.
I want it to be known that the Matt Kors bids are open. I want to be in the middle of a bidding war between the Trump campaign and the Harris campaign. I will start my videos off at $5,000 a pop. The order's out, and let's see who wants to take it. I am in the mid. Let's start it. I want to start a bidding war. Let's see how high we could get this up. In fact, I'll do both. I'll just go. I will whipsaw you guys so freaking hard. Give me money for one side. Give me money for the. Just give me all that money, dude. Let's start a bidding war. And then I'm just going to take all the money anyway.
Political organizations that do.
In the first 100 days of a Republican presidency under Trump, Project 2025 talks about sacking thousands of civil servants.
Last month, Sunay says
So
she was
she
hired
did
by
take the money.
Protect Our Care, a progressive advocacy group that relies on anonymous donors. She made a video warning about Trump's second-term agenda.
So she did take the
help
money.
you script it, right? Right, definitely.
She takes their talking points and puts them into her own voice, saying she always discloses when she's being paid.
What's your rate? So a video just for a creator in my size, an average can go from $3,000 to $10,000 depending
Dude.
and upwards.
This is a bid
We gotta up
by
my
campaigns
numbers.
to create authenticity at a small scale.
University of Pittsburgh's Sam Woolley studies political influencers.
How can you tell what is a genuine grassroots expression of political opinion versus what's being paid for?
If you see multiple influencers spreading the same exact message, you can start to realize, some kind of coordination is going on.
Next up for Sunay, the Democratic National Convention.
They just told us that if we wanted to put on our own show, that they would give us all the resources to do that.
The Democrats are rolling out the red carpet.
Definitely, and I'm glad to be on it.
The beauty influence.
Huh. Feels like your boy's missing out on money. Matt, I'll give you $2 to take daily to take a shot at Kamala. All right. Do we have counter offers? Macworth's campaign contribution, my bid. Wait, for which side though? I need to know which one. If you guys are paying me these hard-earned dollars, I just earned $4. Well, in Canadian. I don't know what that converts to, but I need to know which one. Which one am I doing it for? The average rent is $2,000, and we're supposed to make 3 times the rent, $6,000, which is $72,000 per year. The average salary in the U.S. is $51,000. Bidenomics. If you import 20 million fake refugees and subsidize the rent prices are going to increase for all the cheap apartments. Wages are going to stagnate at the bottom with so many people willing to work cheap for low-skilled jobs. Ooh, doesn't feel like those numbers are really adding up. Potential breakdown right here on the SPY. Potential. We had higher highs, higher lows, same highs, same lows. We just took out the low, broke this trend line. Let's see. So right here, it is a lower low. Yes, but that's not the end of it. The next one is, what's the next high look like? Does the next high take out 2,900 or 52,095? Does it take out these highs, or does it undershoot it and then we start to like crest over and then take out these lows and keep going? I'll place the bid at 5. But for what? You guys are placing bids, but I don't know which one. Fred Savage, I very much appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm more than willing to sell my voice. But I don't know. You're placing the bid at... I need to know what to say, Fred. You might win this bid. You and your team, your cronies, the people who you're... Like, I just need to know which one. More than happy to take the dinero. I just don't know which side I should be shilling for at this point. Just keep me updated, Fred. Appreciate the 5 buckaroos, and that one's American, so we know it's real money. I just are you a bathroom shill? $1 per ounce of horsey drink. Oh man, we live it. All right, potential dip down. I don't think it really gets, even though I have this marked out, I think it gets suspect at the 10:06 low. That's why I have an alert set there. If we break below that, I think we might be giving it back, but that's a big if because we do have higher highs and higher lows. And in fact, we might just be putting in, if you bring up the 3-minute, we might just be putting it in a higher low here. It depends where this next high is. Does the next high exceed 5,294, 95, 96, somewhere in here, or are we going to get cratered? KDG Adventures. Let's do deep voice AI with Matt's voice for Kamala. We'll spin them all up. We'll do my deep fake for Kamala and for Trump, and then wherever these bids go. I don't want the money from you guys. I want it from the actual PACs, dude. These super PACs have millions and millions of dollars. Why can't they just give me some of their money? How much for horse juice? Dude, I'm going to have to at least $2 US. At least $2 US. Oh, dude, we're way past our time today. Wait, did you guys send in more reacts? What do we have? What do we have? All right. We have a couple more. You guys sent in quite a few. The 5 most banned books in schools. Number 1, 1984, banned for sexual content and being pro-communism. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, banned for racial slurs and being suitable only for the slums. Ulysses, banned for being obscene, lewd, and lascivious. What does this word mean? I would have to read the book. Reflecting or producing sexual desire or behavior, especially that is considered indecent or obscene. So they literally just used the thesaurus to restate the exact same word. Like, it means obscene and lewd. They pulled the trick on us. Egg for president. To Kill a Mockingbird, banned in schools for racial slurs and being immoral. The Catcher in the Rye, banned for vulgar language, sexual scenes, and moral issues. I had to read Catcher in the Rye and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I had to, and To Kill a Mockingbird. I had to read 3 of these 5 in school, required. That's wild. Greenspan has confirmed that U.S. Treasuries are safe because the U.S. can print money to repay them. Yep, that is the definition of a risk-free safe asset. Do you have enough gold?
U.S. Treasury bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is 0 probability of default.
U.S. Treasury bonds.
Not the best argument, brother. The U.S. currently leads all countries in total Olympic medals with 88. So we have 88 medals, and we have the most gold medals at 24, just edging out China. 5 ounces. Seriously, love the market analysis mixed with the forays into the absurd. Better than The Daily Show. Oh, I appreciate that. That's so kind. I believe Noah Lyles is running today at like 2:30 p.m. Eastern for the 200, and he is predicted to win. So that might add another gold. Stock traders down 2%. Crypto traders down 40. Meme coin traders down 99. It is how it feels. We got below that, down 100 would be the AMC GME group. Italian officials will pay you up to $32,000 to move to Tuscany, but there's a catch.
There's an amazing new initiative in Italy. Pay attention, people. This is real. The region of Tuscany is looking for anyone, really, who wants to move there and buy a home. They're offering up to $32,000 to help defray the cost of renovations if you buy a home in any one of 76 small towns, some are on your screen right now, that have suffered a population loss in the last few decades. So they're trying to rebuild the region.
Okay.
There are some conditions, and again, this is serious. I think some people will really be thinking about this. You get up to $32K for the renovation. Okay. You have to commit to a 10-year residency, and this has to be your permanent home. There's an amazing new...
So you just have to live in beautiful Tuscany for 10 years? Should we all move to Italy? Is this our time to shine, team? All right, here's the little bounce. And now the question is, will it take out this high, or are we dippity-doo-dah to the downside? Dippity-doo-dah to the downside. That's exactly what I'm going to be seeing. It could just be a higher low, especially if we take this out. 5,300 is obviously going to be important, impactful. Let's see. Unless, are we just going to come right back down? Dude, if this thing comes back down, I wonder if this is going to be the high of the day. The Goonie Village, just the degenerate gambling Goonie town. I'm in. Sign me up. All right, time will tell, but this is kind of that key level. We do have some fresh lows. The question is, do we have fresh lower highs? That's what I'd personally be paying attention to. But please keep in mind, if you are betting against it, you're going against the grain. The 5-minute, the 10-minute, the 30-minute, all bullish. The 5-minute, the 10-minute, the 30-minute, all bullish. The 5-minute, the 10-minute, the 30-minute, all bullish. So if you're doing it, do so with extreme amounts of caution, because this could just be a classic higher low that could just rip from here. I want everyone to be very, very mindful of that. That's what I have for you. If you haven't already, sign up for the Discord. The first month is free, and you can get grandfathered into the cheaper rates before they go up this month. MattKorzoutLocals.com, pinned at the top of chat in the description of the video. That's what I have for you. I appreciate all the good vibes. We'll be posting content later on today, and then we'll be streaming once again tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow is a payday Friday, so we're going to be doing some money giveaway to celebrate the end of the week. I hope you had a good one today. I hope you make a bunch of money. I'm going to catch you later on. I hope you crush it. Much love. Peace.